Now, this is a series I've been waiting for the past couple of days to be translated, and from what I could tell, this doesn't have an official translator. Crunchyroll or Funimation has not picked up Rinne, so it's kind of sad. I mean, I really was looking forward to seeing, official translations from this series, but it seems like this is going to have the Taizai treatment of the last season. It's not going to have an official group actually translating it, but regardless of that, the fan translators that decided to take the time to translate this episode, I'm thankful they decided to do that, even though the translations of this first episode could have been a whole lot better, and there were some explanations that were cut out, you could tell in certain scenes. It's still, I'm glad to see some translations on this first episode. So moving past that, regardless of that, the first episode of Rinne, I think that's how you pronounce it, this is by the mangaka of Inuyasha. If you've ever watched or read Inuyasha, you should probably instantly tell the similarities of this and that series. Like, the similarities are there. It really is. Like, the two worlds, the female and male character, the robe on the main male character, the hell robe, it kind of reminds me of the fire rat robe from Inuyasha. And, I mean, there's other similarities in this first episode, especially with the mascot we get to see in the opening, like that little black cat mascot that was on the main male character's shoulder. That looks exactly like, the mascot from Inuyasha. So clearly there is a lot of similarities, and the mangaka definitely grabbed these certain similarities from the original manga Inuyasha and placed it into this series Rinne. So, is it good? That's the main question I know majority of you are asking. When I was watching this episode, I was getting a Noragami and Inuyasha vibe through majority of this entire episode. If you've ever watched Noragami or read Noragami and read or watched Inuyasha, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a cross between two of these series just smashed together into one, because you have the similarities of how there's ghosts wandering around in the town and how they can be corrupted if they don't pass on soon enough, and it's the job of our main male character to make sure they pass on. And then you also have the similarities of Inuyasha with, the mascot, to the hell robe on the main male character, to the different world that you could travel back and forth to. I mean, there's a lot of similarities to both of those series, and so it's kind of like that. If both of those series had a baby, that's what you would get in this series. Now, I know Noragami probably came out after this series, Rinne, I know it did. I'm just comparing it with, some way of letting you all know the similarities if you're interested in certain themes or types of series. That's kind of what this series reminds me of when I was sitting down and watching it. Now, is it good, though? Did it do a good job with these different themes and elements? Personally, the episode, it reminded me of the typical first episode of a long-running show, like Inuyasha, kind of. I mean, it wasn't explosive as the first episode of Inuyasha, but it reminded me of, some first episodes you would get if you were to start a new long-running series that's, 100-something episodes. I think this series has already been announced for 24 or 25 episodes, so it's going to be, a 2-core season. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to probably get some really good pacing. We're probably going to get a lot of material to actually watch, and I don't know if the manga is actually done or not. If anyone could clarify that for me, please let me know. Is the manga of Rinne done, or is it still ongoing? Because I know the author of Inuyasha, went to this series and it did other things. I don't know exactly what the author is doing now, but is this series still ongoing? Can you let me know in the comments below? So, animation-wise of the story, or, this episode, animation could be a whole lot better, and so can the art. The art and animation, I feel like, is the only thing that's really making this series held back. That's the only thing that's really holding back this series, in my opinion, because the art and animation is kind of lacking. If you look at the other series that's actually aired in these past couple days since, Friday, you clearly see that Rinne is on the low bottom of the totem pole when it comes to art and animation quality. Now, as always, I don't expect something to be even near the Fate Stay Night quality. I don't expect nothing of this year to really be that, besides One Punch Man, but that's it. I don't expect nothing to be at the level of budget when it comes to animation like Ufotable's Fate Stay Night, but at the very least, I would like some really good animation, close or similar somewhat to Parasite. That's, the major awesome animation I expect to see from some anime, and so to see how this was kind of lacking, I was like, but besides animation, it was a very solid first episode. It introduced the themes, introduced the characters, introduced the personalities and characteristics of the characters, and that's kind of what it did. I mean, it was a good episode. It just introduces you to the world, and like I said, if you like Noragami and you like Inuyasha, you might like this first episode. Give it a shot for yourself to see if you like it, and I'll let you all know right now, the fan translations of this first episode is not the best. It's not. It clearly is not the best. Like, there was a lot of, mistakes in the fan translations, but let's be happy that a group decided to pick it up and translate it. So, yeah. You all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.